Hi Room 50. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a movie using Picasa, and this is what we're going to be using for our back to school night project. When you are on the computer, you're going to want to choose the Picasa logo, which looks like this. You'll click it and you can open it, and you're going to need to select your photos. In this case, I already put all of our photos into an album. So for your selected project, you're going to want to pick that album. And to get your photos into the album, you can simply click on it. And if there's many photos that you want to put in from the album, you would hold the Shift key and click on the last photo. If you didn't want to use every photo, you could click the first one, and if you hold the Command button down, it allows you to skip photos if you didn't want to include them all. Once you have included the photos that you want, you can click on this button that says Create Movie Presentation. And that will take you into Movie Maker, and you'll see there's the Movie Maker tab, and you'll see that all of the photos from the album are down at the bottom. Let's say you realize that there is a photo or two that you'd like to include that you forgot. You can go back to the library and you can click the photo or the album. So in this case, maybe I want the collage that I made, and I can simply add that into the movie, and you'll notice that it's up here. To get it down, all you need to do is simply drag it down and it will place it in your movie. Let's say maybe there's one more photo that I want to add. Maybe I want to add a picture of me and Mr. Gaiman so that the class knows who my husband is, and I can add that in there. And then let's say later, maybe I don't want that in there. I can select the photo, and you can either right-click remove, or another option is you can come over here to the X and you can remove that selected slide. So it's very easy. Once you have your photos in, very easy to change and to move around. You just click on it and you drag it to where you would like it to be. So you can order your pictures as you want. Now, part of the requirement for your assignment is to have text where you are introducing different parts of our classroom for back to school night. So let's say you wanted to insert a slide. If it was after the very last picture, you can right click on it and you can click insert a text. Once you add in that new text slide, you can move that around. So let's say I wanted to create a text slide and I wanted it to be here. What you can do is type in the text. So this could be introducing my next photo, and I could say, this is our Club Cocoa wall. And then whatever my group and I had come up with as our paragraph for this graphic source, I could type all of that there. Now the nice thing is you can choose the font as with anything. You can see exactly each time I highlight what that font is. You can notice on the right that it changes it. So you can choose the one that you like the best. Let's say I choose that one. You can also choose the size of it. So let's say I want it to be smaller. Makes it harder to read. But if you have a larger paragraph, that might work. If I want it to be really big, you can also choose that as well. Style, you can make it bold. You can make it italicized, or you can make it have that shadow. You also can choose the color of the text. So if you want it to be a yellow text or a green, you can see how it changes as I go over. And maybe I want the background of the slide to change. Maybe I want it to be our Hershey colors, so maybe I end up going with the blue and the orange theme. Last, you can choose the template, so if you want it to be caption, if you want it to be the classic, the black gradient, if you want it to be maybe music, video, which takes it down that you can hardly see it, but scrolling credits, different options. So you can play around with those and see which one you like the best. Another thing that you can do when you have all of yours done, I showed you how to insert text. I showed you how to add different pictures in there. A good thing that it might be that you want to include would be a title. So depending on what you have been assigned to do, you might want to have a title. So this is kind of just a general classroom one, so I can keep that title. But you can notice that you can change the date. You don't have to have the date. If you want to, you can. If you want to, a good idea might be to have our school year. This is the 2014-2015 school year that you could have there. Other things that you can think about doing when you think you're about done, you can go through and you can think about the transitions. And I know a lot of you often enjoy with PowerPoint doing this. So you can think about whether you want to have the pan and zoom, whether you want to have the cut. So what you can do if you want to see what it looks like, you can choose it and then you can actually hit play and then you'll watch it actually transition into each different photo. Another thing that's good, you can think about your slides and how long you want them to be showing. I might give you a recommendation that if you have a slide that has a lot of text on it, it would probably be an excellent idea to make sure that you have that up for a longer duration. If it is just a picture, you can make that for a shorter time frame as well. Down here you can see you have different options with the full frame photo. It helps to change it. You can see that way you don't have any of those black borders on, or if you want it to be a little bit back further and you want those black sides, that's okay as well. When you have your pictures in, when you have your text in, and when you're happy with the different transitions between the different slides, then you are ready to add some music. What you can do is go to the load, you'll choose load, and it will bring up music that you want. We're going to have one song the whole way through your section. So if you just want to have, these are just musical songs. There aren't any words or lyrics to them. You can use that. And then it will apply it to your whole video that you have. Now there are different options where it says fit photos into the audio. So that means it can make sure that all of your photos fit into the music that you have, or the other option that you can see says loop photos to match the audio. It doesn't really matter. Fitting photos into the audio is fine for what we're doing. When you have that chosen, or if you wanted to loop so that as long as the song is playing, that the photos just keep going through. I'm going to pick fit photos into the audio. And you'll notice that my slide duration goes off. So the other thing you can do is maybe truncate the audio, and then you can choose your slide duration. So for your project, I'll give you the freedom that you can pick the one that you like the best. When you're finished, you can click on the Create Movie, and you'll see that it says it's making the movie and it's saving it. When you have completed with this step, I'm going to be walking around and individually helping you to upload your videos onto YouTube. But here you can see it gives you a preview of everything that you've done. And this will be how we can share about our classroom to our families on back to school night.